Hello! In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up any avatar in Neos with this cool hoverboard. So let's get started. So let's say I want to add a skateboard to my current existing avatar. So the first thing I need to do is step out of it. So I need another avatar, so I can go to the new world and open Space, which was a bunch of testing avatars pre-instated. So you can see there's these headsets. So I can simply grab one. I can close this world and return to the space. So I release it here, and I will simply equip it. And I will step out of my avatar, and you can see it is now just another object in the scene. So now let's import my skateboard. I'm going to grab the file explorer, open my hard drive. So I've prepared a 3D model of a hoverboard here, so let's drag it in and press import here. And it's a 3D model, a regular one. It is in meters, roughly. And press import now. Oh, this is pretty big, so let's grab it and scale it down. So you can see this is a very simple 3D model, which is pretty representative of my 3D modeling abilities. But you can of course import any better model you find online or that you make yourself. But one thing I want to do is apply a nicer material to this. So let's grab this metallic material I have here and material gun, and let's apply it. And you can see this is looking a little bit better. So let's position this avatar to this skateboard. So let's just position it very roughly. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the developer tooltip, and I'm going to select the hoverboard and open inspector. And I'm also going to select one of the foot bones. So let's try aim at the foot bone and press select and open inspector as well. So you can see I've selected some bone. So let's go a little bit higher. And you can see this is the left foot. Let's actually deselect to clean it up. Select, here we go. So you can see I have selected the left foot. So now I want to parent the 3D model in the coordinate space of the foot, so it moves with it. So let's go to the inspector. Let's simply grab it and drop it over to the left foot. And now you can see it is part of it. So if I deselect and if I move the avatar around, you can see it moves with the foot. However, this is still not complete. The other foot is still independent. And if I, for example, raise it, you can see the skateboard doesn't react. So what I need to do is I need to attach a special component to the hoverboard, so it's oriented at the other foot as well. However, for rotation, it is important to select a pivot, that is an object around which it will be rotated, and I want the pivot to be at the heel of the foot over here. So let's go back to the inspector, and let's make sure the left foot is selected, and let's add an empty object. And this will be our pivot. So let's select it. I'm going to rename it. Let's type pivot. And also with the gizmo active, let's select the center cube, and let's move it over here to the heel of the foot. So this pivot will be rotating to another reference object at the sole of the other foot. So let's select it and open inspector for the right foot. Let's go a little bit higher. Let's select and let's add an empty object as well. And let's call it reference. Let's first deselect to get rid of the other one. Let's select it again. And now I can again grab it at the center cube and translate it over here. I will be needing it later, so let's move this over here. Because the pivot at the left foot is the one that's going to be rotating, I need the skateboard to be within its coordinate system, so it rotates with it. So let's just grab the hoverboard and drop it over the pivot. And now if I select the pivot again, you can see the skateboard rotates with it. But I don't want to do that just yet, so let's zero the position. But let's rotate it automatically to this other pivot by attaching a new component in the transform drivers, and it is called lookat. So let's attach it. And this component has several properties. So the important one is target, and this represents the target that this component will orient itself at. So let's actually grab the other pivot, the reference, and drop it over here. And you can see it starts rotating. However, the hoverboard is oriented incorrectly relative to the pivot. Let's go over here and let's zero out its rotation. And let's also zero out its position to make sure we are in a blank state. You can see it's now rotating correctly, but it's rotating the hoverboard along the wrong axis. So what I want to do is I need to set up an offset. So I'm going to go back to the pivot, and you can see there is a rotation offset. I could set it by hand, but I don't want to do that. However, the component is smart, and it will automatically detect when I want to change the orientation of the object, and it will automatically set it as a rotation offset. Let's switch to the rotation gizmo, and let's start rotating. And I can simply rotate it so it fits properly. Let's also switch to the local coordinate space, so I can rotate it a little bit this way. So this is much better. How you can see, the hoverboard still has a wrong offset, so let's select the hoverboard itself. Let's switch to its local coordinate space, and let's move it along this axis. And a little bit around this one. And let's adjust a little bit more. And you can see this is looking actually pretty well. So let's deselect everything, and let's move the avatar a little bit down. However, if I move the avatar down, you can see that the hoverboard is clipping through the floor. So I can fix that as well. So let's go to the inspector, and let's go all the way to the hierarchy to find the root of the avatar. So there we go, there is the root node, and if I open it, you can see there is a bunch of components. So let's scroll a little bit, and there you can see biped avatar, and it has a bunch of properties, but the one I'm interested in is the feed hover distance, and this is currently set to 15 centimeters. So let's type a bigger number. So let's try, for example, 30 centimeters. There you can see this is looking much better. So now I'm pretty finished, so I can get rid of these, and I can move my avatar around. I can see he automatically adjusts, and I can play with him. And now that it's done, I can equip him again. And you can see now I have this cool hoverboard. Whee! I can change the mode and skate around. And of course, all standard Neos behaviors apply, so you can duplicate in case you want to create a backup copy. So now that the modifications are finished, you can go to your Cloud Hub and upload him as your current avatar, or you can publish him an experience in the Content Hub so other people can hover around Neos. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all learned a lot. And in case you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the comments.